Have you ever walked into a place and felt, without a single word spoken, that you were not welcome? Like the air itself pushed against you, warning you to leave? On October 14th, 2023, at the old Preston Hollow Library in Vermont, something happened that shook everyone who believed ghosts were just stories. This is not a tale from a dusty history book. This is now. This is real. Preston Hollow Library has always been different. Built in 1897, its dark wood floors and towering shelves smell of something ancient, something heavy. Locals say it has a heartbeat you can feel when the world goes quiet. Strange things have always happened here. Lights flickering when the power grid was fine, books falling off shelves without reason, cold spots that made your skin tighten even in the middle of summer. But people brushed it off. They laughed nervously. They said, "Old buildings creak." Then came the night of October 14th. Marla Densley, a night custodian, clocked in for her shift just before closing. She'd worked there for 3 years. She'd seen weird things, sure, but nothing she couldn't explain away. That night was different. Around 10:23 p.m., Marla was cleaning the reading room when she heard it. Whispering. Not the sound of the wind, not the building settling. It was urgent, broken words in a voice that sounded torn apart by something unspeakable. She froze, listening. The words weren't clear, but they filled her chest with dread. Terrified but trying to stay rational, she moved toward the sound. The whispering led her to the back of the library where the rare books room stood. Locked every night without fail. Except tonight, the heavy iron door stood open. No key, no force marks. It was just open, as if inviting her inside. The room was dark. As Marla stood at the threshold, the temperature dropped so sharply she could see her own breath. Then the lights flickered and she saw, just for a second, a figure in the corner. Gaunt, hollow-eyed, wearing clothes soaked in something dark. She ran. She didn't clock out. She didn't even grab her bag. She fled into the street, heart hammering, screaming that she would never go back. Word got out quickly. Local news picked it up. TikTok and YouTube were flooded with people telling Marla's story, but this was only the beginning. Days after Marla's encounter, others began reporting strange events. Maxon Thayer, a history professor visiting from Boston, claimed he was shoved from behind while reaching for a book on the 3rd floor, when no one else was around. Ava Lennox, a local teenager, posted a video showing books flying from shelves and forming a circle on the floor, spelling out words that faded before she could catch them on camera. Even skeptics started whispering that maybe the library wasn't just old and creaky after all. Modern ghost hunters came flooding in. Some claimed they caught EVP recordings, ghostly voices calling out in the dead of night. Others said they saw shadow figures dart between the bookshelves. Librarians began resigning. Foot traffic dropped. The city council tried to downplay it, calling the library an important historical site, but people knew better. You could feel it. The fear wasn't hidden anymore. It was in the open, walking between the shelves, breathing in your ear when you thought you were alone. Locals started sharing older stories too, stories that had been kept quiet for decades. How in 1911, a girl named Linnie Groves went missing inside the library during a storm and was never found. How in 1958, a librarian named Corbin Weir had a breakdown, insisting he was being watched by something with eyes like broken glass. How in 1986, 2 college students dared each other to spend the night in the rare books room, and one was found catatonic by morning, unable to speak, the other missing without a trace. But something has changed. Whatever haunted Preston Hollow Library before, it's more aggressive now. It wants to be seen. It wants to be heard. Researchers like Dr. Helen Crowthorne, who has spent her life studying modern hauntings, believes the library sits on a thin place, a spot where the veil between worlds wears dangerously thin. It's not just old energy, she said in a recent interview. It's active, it's intelligent, it's angry. And it's not just at night anymore. Daytime visitors report hearing someone breathing behind them, only to turn around and find no one there. Children's laughter echoes from the dark stairwells where no children are allowed. Books move by themselves, stacking into symbols that nobody can decipher. The building groans, not like wood shifting, but like something alive, something waking up. Preston Hollow Library stands today, a monument to something we don't fully understand. Some still dare to visit, but they do so with a new respect, a new fear. Others stay far away, warning newcomers with a simple phrase passed from mouth to mouth. It's not the books that'll get you, it's what's reading you. But this story isn't over yet. The real nightmare began when the library decided to bring in a cleansing team to banish the spirits. What happened after that changed everything. On November 2nd, 2023, the Preston Hollow Library closed its doors for what they called a private spiritual cleansing. A group of 6 specialists arrived, armed with sage, holy water, ancient rituals, and every belief system they thought might work. They thought they were strong enough. They thought they understood what they were dealing with. They didn't. The team's leader, Elias Moran, had experience clearing haunted hospitals and even battlefields. He was calm when he arrived, speaking to reporters about respecting the energy and restoring peace. But something about Preston Hollow rattled him the moment he crossed the threshold. Witnesses outside said Elias paused at the door, his face paling, before he finally stepped inside. The heavy library doors slammed shut behind him, even though there was no wind. Hours passed. No word came out. The street filled with people waiting, watching. Around 2:11 p.m., the fire alarm started blaring. Smoke poured out from the broken stained glass windows. Emergency crews rushed in and found Elias and 2 other team members unconscious, sprawled in the main hall. 3 others were missing entirely. No fire was found, no smoke damage, just the alarms, the shattered glass, and an overwhelming sense of wrongness that sent seasoned firefighters stumbling back into the daylight, gasping for air. Elias never spoke again. He's still alive today, sitting in a private hospital room under constant care, eyes wide open, muttering something under his breath over and over again. Those who have tried to listen say it's not English. It's not any language they recognize. Some say it sounds like sobbing, others say it sounds like laughter. After that day, the city chained the library's doors shut. Condemned signs went up, but the haunting didn't stay inside. It spilled out. Nearby businesses reported strange power surges. People walking by said they saw faces staring out of the broken windows, faces that looked half-formed, stretched thin like wax in the sun. Cars parked near the library were found with deep scratches across the paint, symbols no one could translate. Local journalist Remy Hollis set up a live stream across the street, hoping to catch something, anything, on camera. In his footage, you can see the library standing in the moonlight, silent and brooding, and then around 3:07 a.m., you see it. A figure crawling down the side of the building, limbs moving wrong, like a spider made of bone and cloth. It dropped into the street, looked directly into the camera, and then vanished. Remy quit journalism 2 days later, moved 3 states away. He refuses to talk about it. People say the library's haunting has evolved. It's no longer just cold spots and whispered words. It's hunger. It's reach. Dr. Helen Crowthorne, who had first warned about the thin place, says the cleansing attempt ripped something open. She believes Preston Hollow is no longer just haunted. It's a gateway. What was once trapped, she said, is now learning to step through. Today, no one goes near Preston Hollow willingly. The city put up a 24-hour guard. But even the guards don't last. They quit after a few nights, citing nightmares, visions, an overwhelming feeling of being watched. One even left his post mid-shift, abandoning his patrol car with the engine still running, found later wandering barefoot through the woods, muttering about the books whispering his name. Locals have started a petition to demolish the building, but demolition crews refuse to take the job. Bad ground, they say. Bad air. Some say the library itself doesn't want to be destroyed, that it's alive now, in a way it wasn't before, alive and patient, waiting for the right moment to open its doors again. And maybe, just maybe, it's already found its way into more than just Preston Hollow. Phones glitch near the building. Old books donated to other libraries across Vermont have shown strange behaviors. Disappearing, reappearing, pages tearing themselves free. In one chilling case, a librarian in Maple Bend found an ancient, soot-stained ledger on her desk with no record of who placed it there. Inside were lists of names, some crossed out, some still waiting. No one knows what it means. No one wants to find out. But if you ever find yourself near Vermont, if you ever pass by a heavy old library with broken windows and a door that seems just a little too open, ask yourself, what would you do if the book started calling your name? Would you run? Or would you step inside, knowing you might never come back out?